thanks so much for being here. Welcome or welcome back. On this video, I wanted to talk about how to start journaling. So if you're interested, I hope you stick around. For the month of February, I will be focusing on self-care inside and out. And I thought that journaling, I find that it's a good tool and habit to work on self-care and just kind of work on resetting your mindset and help you stay focused and accountable on how is it that you're trying to evolve into that better version of yourself. Although journaling is something that I currently do on a daily basis, it didn't really happen overnight. It took me about 2 years to get into the habit of journaling. I was never a journaling person. I did not really enjoy the act of writing down thoughts or feelings or things that were happening. I thought it was redundant, I guess. That was naive me, right? Because not only it helps to declutter your headspace, but it also helps to create memories. And then you go back to those days and you remember exactly how you were feeling at that exact moment, even if it was years ago. So as soon as I realized that the importance of that, I started journaling a little bit more each day. The topics that I journal on a daily basis do vary depending on what's happening, how I'm feeling, and everything else. Journaling is a habit that takes time. I do have a few tips that I wanted to share with you to help you start building that habit, because again, I believe that it's a habit that we all should have in one way or another, even if it is just on your phone, just kind of entering a thought or a feeling for the day. It's something that it will make you feel better, and it will help you to understand things, see different perspectives, analyze your thoughts and feelings and what's happening. And again, the memories, it's a very important portion of that as well. So the first tip that I wanted to share with you is to start small, not to overthink it, not to overdo it, just to start small. A simple line a day, a simple quote a day, a simple, like I said, a text a day definitely will build on itself. And the more you do it, the more you will feel the need to add a little bit more and more and more. And by the time, after a while, you will see that you have a page written down, or a page, or maybe even a few pages. Just kind of give you an idea on how it started for me, I will show you just a few pages of my planners, the ones that I currently have with me. I did kind of regretfully, is that a word? Sadly, I got rid of my entire collection of planners when we moved into RV living, because we didn't have space, and I thought that was not necessary to keep. So I just kind of went through them one last time and shredded the pages. And every time I remember that, I feel so sad. But anyways, back in 2022, I discovered the Hobonichi weeks, and I moved into it and I made it my one and only planner. So that was the last year that I had just one planner for my everything. And I thought it was the perfect opportunity for me to show how I was journaling and how I started journaling on a daily basis. And it started in this tiny planner. So the first thing that I remember doing was adding a little bit more information of things that were happening in my day-to-day. And I started doing that in the monthly overview. So just simple things here and there, just doodles, little doodles here and there. I added pictures, as you can see, they're fading. This is from 2022, so I definitely have to either fix that or do something to make sure that I keep the memory. But yeah, this is how it started. Then from here, I started adding a little bit more information on my weeklies. So I started tracking more stuff. I started adding more thoughts and feelings through my days. I think eventually I even used some spaces to really write down what I was thinking and how I was feeling, and maybe just adding maybe quotes for the week or things that I wanted to keep in mind and throughout the week to keep me inspired and motivated and all that stuff. So as you can see, it's very small. If you're familiar with the Hobonichi weeks, it's a very small planner, and I managed to add all of this in here because, again, I wanted to build the habit of keeping a memory of how I was feeling, what was happening in my life. So this is how I began. From here, I then moved into the Hobonichi cousin because I started kind of craving a little bit more space. And this is when I decided to grab a Hobonichi cousin. You know that this is an A5 notebook. In my case, in 2023, which is the first time I used a Hobonichi cousin, I went ahead and took out all the monthlies and weeklies because it was not meant for planning. In my case, I wanted it to be just a journal, just a place for me to have fun and write about whatever it is that I wanted to. I even wrote a letter to myself there. At some pages I did use to kind of plan my day, what I wanted to do, and then just write a little bit about like what I was grateful for in the morning, and then a reflection at the end of the day. That's how it started. And then you'll see how it evolved. I even used a collage of just images of a vacation we went in a cruise, doodles of ideas, things that I wanted to do. And I think I have shown you this before, but I think this is my very, very first journal page. Intentionally, I sat down here in the morning and I said, okay, from now on, I am going to use these pages every single day. This was the first one. I remember writing this like if it was today. So yeah, and then I went back and just kind of backdated what I remember from the days before. But basically what you see here is the evolution of this. So it started with my weeks, like I showed you, it was super small. It started in the monthly, so you know that these pages are super tiny, but I managed to add all of that because, again, I wanted to start building that awareness, the internal awareness of how I was feeling and what was going on. So from there, once I had more space, I started adding a little bit more, and that evolved into pictures, as you can see, and then more doodles and writing a little bit smaller so I can add more things. I remember my birthday in 2022, actually 2023, just like if it was today again, because I wrote about it. I added things and images that remind me of the day and the feeling. And again, this is definitely one of the habits, like I said, that you are going to be so happy that you worked on and built into your routine. And just to show you a little bit more on how it continued to evolve towards the end of the year, let's see what I have in here. I started like writing a little bit more about other things. I did added a few to-dos here and there, things that I was working on, and then more journal per se. And then from here, I moved into my filofax actually. And I did get another Hobonichi weeks for a Hobonichi cousin for 2024. And you know the story about this one, I didn't really last long in here because I did some changes, but as you can see, I did continue my journal habit, and in this case I wanted to continue to write even more, so I divided the page in 3 so it can allow me more space to write smaller and then just write a little bit more throughout the day. So I just took my chunk of time in the morning, wrote about my feelings and what I was looking forward on that specific day, and then I continued to write every time I could open my notebook. I will write whatever I felt like I wanted to kind of memorize or keep in my pages. And sometimes it's very like simple and mundane, it really doesn't add anything to my life value, right? But it does help me to kind of remember what we were doing on that day and how I was feeling. So definitely something that I value and will continue to do. So from here, I switched to my filofax, and these pages you've seen not too long ago because I have been here till the end of 2024, but I did the same thing. I went ahead and added a daily page or a daily space for me to write down, and it depended on how I was feeling and what it is that I wanted to write about. Sometimes I wrote a little bit more than the other days, and sometimes just very small or very short if I didn't feel like it or if I didn't have the time, but definitely something that I have continued to do every single day. And it all started with a simple space, a very tiny space in my Hobonichi weeks, and then it evolved to all of those that I just showed you. Even if it is just a line, if you don't create a routine to actually trigger yourself to get it done, you might have a harder time to building that habit. And that is something that happened to me before, not only because I didn't feel like I wanted to write about how I was feeling and what was going on in my life, but also because I didn't know when to do it. I was feeling like a little bit embarrassed, I guess, to write about my feelings and thoughts in front of people. So I decided that I was not going to let that stop me. I decided that I was going to start building a little bit of time in my morning routine to just have my me time and write about whatever it is that I wanted to. And that's what I've been doing. Here my 3 notebooks that I have been using this year so far. I actually showed you this before. I use my Pocket for my daily plans, my Common Planner for my everything planning, and I have been using much more my iPad for random thoughts and things that I kind of don't want to necessarily share or even keep. I just write, and then I'll just delete everything. So, but these are things that I have incorporated in my routine, and just knowing that I have these on my desk every morning kind of triggers that. I don't even feel like I want to start doing anything else until I have these done. Having these on my desk each morning when I wake up, as soon as I sit down and I put my coffee, I kind of trigger myself to start writing for my morning. And usually what I do, actually I have done it today. I haven't really sit back here to add anything else for my daily planning or my daily journal. So for today, I came in here this morning and I wrote today, what time I woke up, how I was feeling, and what I was looking forward to that day. And just a little thank you or grateful entry there, and I was just grateful for my coffee because it was delicious. So, and that's pretty much it. That's all I did this morning. And then in the evening or maybe tomorrow morning, I will come back and just add whatever it is that I did throughout the day, just like I did actually yesterday. So I woke up and I did my morning entry, and then in the evening I went back and just add whatever I could remember for my day. Whatever I remembered, I think that is usually what I want to keep a memory of. So that's actually also helpful in that case. If this is a habit that you have never tried before and you feel intimidated because you don't know where to start, you don't know how to do it, and you just don't know what to write about, I would recommend prompts, and I will leave a few of them in the description and also in a little printable if you happen to like those. But prompts actually do help, and it even helps me, even though I have already the habit of writing every single day. Sometimes sometimes I do ask myself different questions, and especially in my pocket, because this one is the one that I open on a daily basis for daily planning, right? But if if I'm feeling like frustrated, or I don't know, confused or lost, and whatever it is I want to focus on, I do come back in here and I add a question for myself. So for example, here, or a question or a prompt. So in here I have a prompt. It says different actions, different outcomes. So I just want to ensure that I'm doing what I want to do to evolve and not feel like I'm stuck. And then here I have, how did I show up today? So am I really doing what I said I was going to do? Am I focusing on the important things? Am I actually making things happen? So those are just prompts for me to ensure that I'm focusing on what it is that I want to do. But you can do the same thing for journaling. So what is it that you're grateful for this morning? What are you looking forward to for today? What would you like to feel like tonight? Things like that, that you can ask yourself and just kind of prompt yourself to just think about the feelings. What does that question make you feel? What does it make you think about or imagine how your day will go by? And just like that, you will start with simple questions like that, and eventually you won't even need the prompts. And finally, I would just say, keep it fun. Just add stickers, add doodles, use colors, have your tools ready and the stationery that you love using ready and available. I have been moving my things in here to my desk. Let me see if I can show you. I have my pens in here. I did downsize. I had way too many. So I kept my favorites, and for now, instead of having them hidden in a drawer, I just have them in my desk, and I have been using them much more. Same thing with my other colors or stickers. And you know that I use a sticker book that I keep with me and I carry with me, and I replenish these when they're about done or have pages of spaces available. But having it with me making it so much fun, and just looking back at pages, I love how they look. So it prompts me to keep on doing it and do it, just kind of feel them more and more as we go. So I guess the summary is just to make it fun. Just keep it simple, set a routine, use your prompts, and make it fun. It is really a simple routine that you can start building, and it's really not about perfection. It's just about connecting with the practice of journaling and making it work for you. So anyways, I wanted to share these tips with you in hopes that it gives you some ideas and inspiration. Again, don't forget to grab your printable if you're interested on that. I will be adding more one-on-one and more in-depth videos on my members site. So I hope that you join there if you're interested on that. And yeah, until the next one, thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next one. Bye.